Guys, welcome to day 2 of summer for my year 1 walkthrough. What we're going to do is check our TV as usual. Forecast for tomorrow is going to be another clear and sunny day. Not a bad thing necessarily, even though watering is not the most fun.
Do you really want to have fun?
It is a neutral day today, so the day is in our hands. Maybe a good day for some fishing. Check the mail. It is our pleasure to inform you that we will be featured in next week's up-and-coming value of the Stardew Valley Tribune. All right, sweet. We're getting famous, getting all the press. All right, and start watering our crops. It's difficult to tell sometimes if you've watered your trellised plants like the hops, things like that. So what I recommend that you do is just be sort of fastidious and walking one at a time, facing them, making sure you're lining up properly in order to carefully choose where your watering can is going, since, as I'm sure you all do, I make mistakes, skip stuff, and then I'll have 3 of my trellis plants that are all ready to go and 1 that's a day behind, and that irritates me greatly because I like all my stuff to be ready more or less at the same time.
Well, we're waiting.
I'm not being super anal about the way that I plant all of my stuff as far as making it pretty, but at this point we want stuff to be ready more or less at the same time. That way we'll make things a lot more just, I guess, efficient and easy to do when we're harvesting everything once it all becomes ready.
You know what I'm talking about.
So our strawberry plant died, womp womp. We planted one of those mixed seeds there. Say hello to our dog, water our dog. Oh, we have another one of these few pieces of trash here. Save the refined quartz. Once you end up with 1 million of these from all of your trash from fishing, you can sell some of them for extra money, but for now save them because they're going to be really helpful for making quality sprinklers, which are going to be a lifesaver, and hopefully we will be making plenty of them for our fall season, or at least a steady handful of them so we don't have to do this every morning, wandering around watering all our plants one by one. Alright, making progress.
I got some post delivered to me today. It was addressed to Mr. Dilkington.
Ran out of water again. In as much as I would love to upgrade this watering can to make it easier to water all of this stuff, if you want to complete the community center in the first year, you're better off saving your money for the upgrade of that axe, as well as for some of your barn and coop animals, which are going to produce your artisan goods that you're definitely going to want and need for the community center. So right now we are on a really decent track to make it all the way through and complete our community center in year 1. Luck is always a factor, so it may take us until the beginning of summer of our 2nd year, but as of now, I'm pretty confident we're going to be able to get it done.
Well, I don't know. It's really messed up.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these for our mixed seeds. I'm not going to bother with fertilizer for those because what's the point? All right, let's see if we can make it all the way to the end here without having to refill our watering can. Nope.
Oh, shit. Oh my God.
Very frustrating. Alright, but it is 10:20 and we are done with filling up our watering can and watering everything. So at this point in the day, probably grab some of this stuff that we have hanging around to donate for the community center for those newer bundles and wander around and do some foraging and fishing. Alright, that's sea urchin, the chub, the fried egg, the peach. Those are all things that I know off the top of my head go into the community center. So let's head that way and get some stuff donated. I like to always do things sooner rather than later when it comes to donating things for the community center, because otherwise I have stuff hanging around in my chest and then I think, why do I have this peach sitting here? I might as well just give it to Robin because it's her favorite.
Don't you do it! Don't!
And then I realized I've just wasted a bunch of money from the cart lady on a peach.
You clumsy poop! What'd you do that for?
All right, we're getting plenty of these sweet pea flowers, which are going to make for some great gifts as we wander around the village today. Yeah, Maru's hot pepper. That's not going to happen. Sorry, Maru. I'll accept Shane's quest for a diamond, although not in a million years are we going to get a diamond for Shane. We are not deep enough into mines to make that super lucky or super likely, I guess, based on any amount of luck, and I really just don't see the point in giving it to him if we do get it, because I'd rather, well, I guess he gives higher than market value, so maybe it would make sense if you have a diamond laying around to go ahead and give it to Shane, but early in the game, it's probably not worth his friendship points. Alright, let's head over to our fancy fishing rock and do some fishing.
Here, fishy, fishy, fishy.
Driftwood. Recycle that sweet, sweet trash later on. Oh, that's going to be our pufferfish, which we did not get. Or possibly an octopus. I can't remember if they're around until 12 or 1. They are very difficult to catch. Tilapia, that is one that we need for our community center. We do not need either of these clams, so let's throw those over to the side. Fish here. This guy doesn't seem super difficult. I'm not sure what he is. I'm not used to. Another tilapia. So that was an even easier one than the last tilapia that we caught. I think they're medium difficulty fish, if I remember correctly. They're not super hard like the pufferfish or the octopus.
At the end of the day, an octopus, really, all it is an head.
So everything it's got has to be in the
It has to
head.
be in the head.
Tuna, great. Another thing that we need for the community center. So we're doing well with our fishing today. It's a neutral luck day, but we're catching plenty of things, and a lot of them are going to be helpful for the community center. We already have an extra tilapia hanging around to save for a rainy day, so to speak. We'll hopefully catch a few more things here and be able to make a little bit of money off of our fishing as well. Is a little difficult. I'm starting to lose hope, but maybe we can go ahead and grab him. Let's see. Ugh. No. I think that was another pufferfish. Alright, so let's talk to Haley, see what she has to say. Do you wear those clothes every day? Why, yes, I do. That's kind of a rude thing to ask me, however. What does Leah have to say for herself? She came for the sound of the ocean. Beautiful, isn't it? Yes, it's quite lovely.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Let's do our foraging over on our bridge. 1 coral. That's going to be at least 100 gold. Great. And that's it for the day. But we got a couple of coral yesterday, so can't complain too much. Alright, Demetrius is over there doing his research or whatever the hell it is Demetrius does all day. And alright, so we need to head up to the broken fish tank and give this tilapia to the ocean fish bundle as well as the salmon. So tilapia, salmon. The last thing we need is that red snapper. That is a rainy day fish in the summer, so we'll have to wait for that until we hit a rainy day. This fried egg goes right there. We are growing our lovely poppy. We have a maple syrup, but I might hold off on that for a minute because we're not into the forest anyway, so we can't get the fiddlehead fern, and we certainly don't have pigs yet. We do have one of those oak resin hanging around, so at some point I'll grab that for some donation, unless I used it for something to craft. I can't remember.
Faux.
That purple sea urchin there goes into the dye bundle for Emily. And I forgot to check yesterday, but we should have mushrooms from Demetrius, so maybe we'll get some of these red mushrooms in the next couple of days here. There's also a common mushroom that is in one of these other bundles here, so we should get one of those probably on the first day. Red cabbage is something we need to buy from the cart lady. We're getting into the levels of the mines where that aquamarine is going to be around, and we're growing at least that one sunflower for at least that bundle. Purple mushroom, that's another thing Demetrius might give us, but we can donate this chub. I think we also have a frozen geode hanging around in one of our chests that we can donate to the field research bundle too. I believe that nautilus shell doesn't come around until at least fall on the beach for purposes of foraging, but I will double check that and get back with you guys. If it's going to be in the summer, we'll make sure that we find one. Oh, okay, so that just needs one of the two mushrooms that we'll hopefully get from Demetrius, that exotic foraging bundle, either the red or the purple. And this peach we can donate to the artisan bundle. So we just need to get 4 more things, including a cheese, a cloth, let's see, what else? Honey, which we're going to be working on very shortly. Or my plan is either today or tomorrow, possibly the day after, but sometimes in the next couple of days here, we're going to build that beehive that I've been talking about, because the honey is worth a fair bit to sell. It's a gift that's liked by a lot of people, and it is in that artisan bundle.
I don't care!
Okay, so let's head over to the mountain lake in the meantime. Well, grab a copper ore, why not? And hopefully we can nab one of those sturgeon to round out the mountain lake bundle entirely. That would be awesome. All right, Linus, you can have a sweet pea for my sweet homeless man. All right, we're getting exhausted, so I will eat my last field snack here and work on getting this sturgeon. Depending on how long that takes us, or if we start getting exhausted again, we could head back to the farm and maybe make another field snack or two. Alright, this is not particularly difficult. A carp. Doesn't go in any of the bundles. I don't think we have one saved in our chest, so I'll probably save that guy. Like I said, like to hang on to at least one of everything, at least once we get toward late spring. So that way when people start asking for oh, that is the wrong way to cast our little fishing rod there. Another hit. This guy is more wiggly, so this could conceivably be a sturgeon. They're one of I think either medium to hard difficulty fish to catch. And sweet. All right, so in spite of our neutral luck day, we're being pretty lucky with the fish that we're catching as far as the community center bundles go. So let's just head back down there and get our reward. Most of the fishing rewards until we get our glittering boulder up there removed are pretty crap. I think it's like bait and some tackle and stuff. We don't have the ability to put tackle on our rod yet. We just have the sort of second level up that allows us bait. We need the iridium rod to put our tackle on it, but that's $7,500. So we're going to probably wait until toward the end of summer, maybe even early fall to buy that. We'll sort of see how we're doing with our fishing as far as what we need for our summer fish, and decide once we get toward the end, maybe the last 10 days of summer or so.
Faux.
So we got a dress spinner that can't go on our fishing rod yet, but it is an expensive piece of tackle, which will be helpful just to have in our chest for once we do get that ability. Hello, Junimo. And we are pretty tired, even though it's only 5:20, because we've had a long day of fishing and foraging. So let's head back to the farm and see if we can get a couple pine cones to make some lovely field snacks. If not, we probably have a few things hanging around in our chests that we can nosh on in order to do that. But we're not to exhaustion level yet, so unless you feel that little shake on your controller and see yourself saying you're starting to feel exhausted, my advice is just go for what you need to build a field snack and don't worry too much about your level of tiredness. Also, I'm sort of just wandering through all this stuff without getting rid of it, but just bear in mind that using the scythe does not take any energy. So if you're needing to clear those little bushes there that give you the fiber or any of the hay, we now have our silo, so we can get rid of this grass and get hay rather than just throwing it out.
And boom goes the dynamite.
All right, we are getting exhausted, so I'm going to head back up to our chest where I know we have a few acorns hanging out. In the meantime, just clear some stuff to make it a little bit easier to walk through here. And, oh, hey Froggy. This little stuff like that makes me love Stardew Valley.
Oh, good for you.
So we need acorn, we already have maple seed. And let's craft our field snack and eat that guy. And then hopefully that'll give us enough energy to build a couple more field snacks. So if we need them, we have them hanging around for tomorrow without worrying about wasting all of our energy on boring stuff like using our watering can.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Alright, so I'll walk around with the acorns and maple seeds that I have. I will also throw this, let's see, sap goes in there. Got another refined quartz from our glasses that we threw in there earlier. Just sort of as you remember, as you're going around and going through your chest, just throw whatever recyclables you have in that recycling machine, and it is either free items or free money, depending on whether it's something you have or something you need. Okay, chop down some more of these pine trees, hopefully get a few more pine cones. Another 2, which is nice. Walk around this stupid rock. We don't need to worry about getting rid of them because there is no way in hell that we are going to expand our field very much all the way over here. Probably by the end of year 1, there is no way. Until you get a lot of sprinklers, it is just not feasible to do that, but you will be surprised by how fast in the game you end up filling up all of this space. Usually by the end of year 2 or maybe middle of year 3, I have filled almost the entirety of my farm because we have plenty of sprinklers in order to do that.
You what?
Alright, so we've got 4 field snacks at this point. We are running out of energy, so let's eat one more. That leaves us with 3 spares hanging around, and maybe we can get rid of some more stuff and end up with 4 for the day. Right now I'm just running into some of these trees. They will sometimes drop a pine cone in the meantime as you just sort of run into them aimlessly, and I'm getting rid of some of the weeds and smaller trees because it doesn't take as much energy or as many strikes to do that.
Strike?
And we still want to make sure that we get up and check our mushrooms for Demetrius before we run out of energy for the day. Hopefully we'll get some stuff we can donate for the community center, and the other plus side is those items are generally worth quite a bit of money. The common mushroom isn't worth all that much, but the chanterelle, the red mushroom, and especially the purple mushroom will net you over 100 G for each, so it's a very stress-free, energy-free, easy way to just make money. Alright, so we're filling up our silo. Let's throw everything in our chest where it belongs. That seed. I'm throwing that spiceberry. I put that in there earlier because we can craft wild seeds from the spiceberry and a couple of other items for the basically purpose of getting some extra things to fill out our field later on in the season. So I'm going to just throw those in there just to remind myself when they're regular quality, maybe I can use them to make some seeds later. All of the higher quality items I will sell. All right, so we're running out of energy. It is 11 o'clock. We have 3 field snacks for tomorrow. We can throw one of these common mushrooms and 2 of our red-capped mushrooms into our little bin where we keep our stuff for the community center, so we can donate those things tomorrow if we remember. 1, 2. And yeah, we need a common mushroom too. So basically what we did today was we took care of our plants. We got our fishing done really as luckily as we could. We caught pretty much everything we need for the summer except that red snapper, which we can't get until the weather turns out better. Well, or I guess technically worse if you don't like the rain, but better for the purposes of Stardew Valley. And the puffer fish, on a good luck day, I think we should be able to get those with our fishing skill at the level that it's at. Even if we can't, we can probably toward the end of the season we'll be able to certainly afford the iridium rod, so we can start putting some tackle on it and make it a little bit easier for us to catch those more difficult fish. In the meantime, we're going to sell some mushrooms and some of our forageables, so we're not going to make a ton of money today, but we'll probably do pretty good thanks to those mushrooms from our friend Demetrius. We have a little bit of time here before the end of the day, so let's just clear out some of this crap right around here. Put that back where it belongs. Lovely acorn seed and fiber. And at this point, it is almost midnight, so this I'm going to put in our community center chest because that is donatable. Our red sneakers, I'd love to wear them, but we are not very skilled at combat, so we need to use our higher quality boots. All right, so let's head to bed, see how much money we made for the day, and drum roll, please. All right. Yeah, so we made $500 from mushrooms and the coral. We got 15 gold just from that algae. But yeah, so our chanterelle was worth 160 gold. That's really good. The red mushroom is 75. So overall, we made a pretty penny just on those mushrooms. Got plenty of stuff to donate for the community center and are plugging our way through summer. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully you have a great day.